Welcome to the dark side of real estate investing. This property right here, this was acquired from an out-of-state investor located in Southern California. He bought this from a wholesaler here in Cleveland for $45,000. The wholesaler had it under contract for $20,000, made a $25,000 fee selling this investor the dream. Then the wholesaler said, hey, I also have a contractor for you. He referred the contractor, and the out-of-state investor gave a big deposit to this contractor and then lost his money, lost all of his money. So this investor is probably down about 40 grand, 35 grand so far, and he wanted my opinion on what he should do. My advice is cut your losses. Location matters, and this specific area is extremely crime-ridden. It's going to be a very challenging environment to find a decent tenant because of all the crimes, the shootings, everything that's happening in this specific pocket. And so it's going to be hard to attract that long-term, high-quality applicant. But when you buy in the better areas, you're able to get that longer-term tenant, the one that's going to take care of your property. This one has been sitting for over a year. Look at the picture, this video rather, that he sent to me when this was in the spring. So he wanted my advice. He said, what are your thoughts? Look at that. Imagine if that was your property and you thought someone was renovating it and taking care of it. Look at the neighborhood. We'll walk around. I'll show you a few houses over here, and then I'm going to take you inside, show you what the inside looks like. The inside, I would say you're going to spend $45,000 to $50,000 on renovations at a bare minimum. Probably more, because this is the kind of neighborhood that at night you're going to have people breaking in, stealing your furnaces, stealing your tools, stealing your materials. They're going to be coming for everything when the sun comes down around here. Now, when you buy in a better area, the neighbors are looking out for you. The police, they're on top of it. You just don't have that issue. Like we've only had maybe one or two issues out of 130 houses over the last 16 months. One or two, not a big deal. Over here, I can promise you it's 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Just across the street here, within a 10 house stretch, 3 of the 10 homes, there's holes in the roof leading directly into the second floor. So you can just imagine the plumbing is destroyed, the rodents, rats, everything inside of these properties, like they're complete overhauls, and you're not gonna find anybody that's gonna be touching these properties to renovate them anytime soon. Like here's property 1, directly across the street. The tarp at the top waving in the wind. You look 2 doors down past that. The roof is completely exposed. The second level is completely exposed to the sunlight. You can see the holes, the wood being removed. And then 5 doors down from that, you can see the blue tarp. Looks like they don't have the funds to do a new roof, so they're opting in for a tarp. And there's a huge hole in the roof. I'm not sure if you can zoom in on that, Alistair. Yeah, big hole in the roof right there. The window is boarded up. This is the neighborhood, right? This is the neighborhood. Behind this property that he just acquired, you have all these tires that are left. It's like a dump site. When you're doing the haul out, just hauling these items out, you're probably in $3,000, $4,000 just hauling it away.
The volume man. Hey man, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
Ain't nothing to it. Hey, so I am on the board for the local CDC here. Is there anything that you may be able to do to maybe connect with the CDC and maybe have a conversation on how we can work together on some of these properties?
Sure. Are you familiar with me from where, the billboards?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, we'd love to.
That'd be great.
I'm John Williams.
John Williams, up from that jeweler.
Let me give you my cell phone number.
Yeah.
Do you have any properties In what, just this specific pocket or all over
Well,
Cleveland?
so we got some things going on. I've actually teamed up with St. Clair Superior CDC as well, and there's a request for a proposal to develop 27 properties there as well. And it's something that is an economic thing, and our developers are not moving as fast. It seems like you're someone who understands the market, moves quick enough. So I would want to coordinate,
Let me give my cell phone number.
Okay, that'd be great.
I'd love to take a meeting with them and see how we could possibly collaborate.
Absolutely. The thing is, just relationships makes things happen.
That's right. Everything comes out of relationships.
Nice. I'm happy with the marketing that you're doing because you're making yourself accessible to the community, which
Thank
is
you.
beautiful. What's your number?
786.
I text you my email and everything. So I have a company. Yep, that's me. So I have a company called Street Club Center, and what I do is I help streets organize to do street clubs to help, keep the streets clean. So your investments, when you're making investments on these properties, you're making good investments on properties to where the streets are now working together to keep the streets value up or bring the value up.
I love it.
So I think we'll do great.
Thank you very much, sir. I look forward to hearing from you.
Yes, sir.
So you have these tires that have been basically thrown out back. And this is another reason why marketing and why brand is so important. You never know where opportunities are going to come about. I'd say between 85 and 90% of the deals that we're buying right now are completely off market, not accessible to the everyday person looking on Zillow. Like, this is what people buy on Zillow. They look at this and they say, oh, look, I can buy this great cash flowing opportunity. And they buy it and they get completely hammered, completely screwed. Look at this. We'll look at the rear of the property. Looks like they kicked this window in. They went in through here. The kitchen, you're gonna need new cabinets. There's a roofing issue, it looks like, on the second level. So you possibly need a new roof. All of this needs to get cleaned out. You look at the people could be squatting here at night. Whenever you see a bunch of random stuff like this, like a briefcase here, and then like a coffee maker, kids' toys. This could be a mix between, this could be stolen, this could be, from a former tenant, this could be, you just never know. It's just a bunch of random things. It's really difficult to kind of connect it. But if it were my bet, none of this stuff is all from the same person. Like you look here. And with Cleveland's new lead testing, there's no way any of these windows are going to pass. Because what they look for is paint chipping and things like this. A kid could eat that. These are all going to get switched out to vinyl. And if you just did a quick count, you're probably 28 to 35 windows in this whole house. You're going to spend 7 to 9 grand just in windows and installments. 7 to 9,000. Doesn't include the bathroom, kitchen, the clean out, plumbing, electrical, furnace. Like, you're going to spend some serious money here. And I think that number is probably going to go up by 20-25% because of everything that gets stolen. random, they're punching through the walls, it looks like. Like this is just intentional kicking. The opportunity that that gentleman approached me with, the only way I would be interested in doing something like that, we basically have to get the land for free, the properties for free, because the neighborhood here doesn't support taking on a lot of risk, really any risk at all. Like the neighborhood would have to be really good. It would have to be significant upside with almost no downside, very, very minimal downside. And if we can bring forward that type of opportunity, we would make a big, big difference in those communities. But I'm not going to take a type of risk like this investor did because it's a losing proposition. I mean, all of these things that you see in this house, and you could buy 2 houses in a better neighborhood, and it'll be easier to turn those 2 houses than this single house. Probably 3 houses in a better neighborhood than this single house. You probably have to put 24/7 surveillance here. And you might spend $250, $300 a month just with the surveillance to watch this, because at 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m., things are going to happen here. I can promise you that. Like these windows were left open all winter. What that means is these pipes are likely frozen out, because the winter this year was brutal in Cleveland. We had 6 weeks of temperatures below zero. 6 weeks below zero. And so when you factor this in, once they turn the water on, it's going to be like Niagara Falls in here. They're going to have to open up these walls and figure out where the leaks are coming from. More than likely, they're going to just rip everything out and redo all new plumbing. So they have a weave, and then they have a briefcase, and then kids' toys.
All right.
Yeah, the clean out alone is probably going to be, yeah, $4 or $5 grand. Because they're going to have to bust out all the windows, throw away all the windows, rip out all the flooring, kitchen cabinets, the bathroom, all the mattresses, the tires, the weeds along the side of the house. All of these things are probably going to equate to like 6 or 7 dumpsters worth of stuff. My advice to this property owner is to cut the losses. It's going to hurt, but probably taking a $35,000 loss here and taking that money and putting it somewhere else to try to grow it over time. This, he's just going to add insult to injury. It's going to be death to 1,000 cuts. The more money he puts in here, the more he's likely going to lose. So I would just cancel this entire transaction at this stage, sell the dream to somebody else, and go into a better area.